the World Rugby Men's 15th Dream Team, the best 15 players of the year, has been released. Now, this, I think they've got it pretty spot on. I really think they've got it pretty spot on. There's maybe a few guys I would have changed. You know, there's some guys I think from everybody from their own country want to see some of their guys there. Like, I think Rowan Nortje had an amazing year, but there's some guys that were just amazing. So let's go through it and let's see who we think should have been there, who we think should have not been there. So at number 1, we have Oxen Chair. Obviously, he's going to be there. He was nominated for World Player of the Year. He had a great season. I think if he was playing the last few games, he might have won World Player of the Year, but he's been incredible. Next to Malcolm Marx, who won World Player of the Year, so he has to be in the team. He's had an incredible year. I don't even think it was his best year, and he won World Player of the Year. So, like his best year compared to other years he's had. So he's been phenomenal, and he's a great player. At number 3, Thomas Dutoy. This is huge for him. This is huge for the Springboks. I think a guy like him having a season like this was massive, especially after losing Kitsoff and Frans Mahaber not being there anymore in the squad for this year. I mean, Frans Mahaber could maybe come back, but I think the Springboks might be looking past him now, not because of any personal reasons, probably just for the reason he's just getting older in age, and the guys that have been playing this year have been making a massive impact. So yeah, Thomas Dutoy, really well deserved. In the locks, we have Mara Itoje and Tide Byrne. I think Mara Itoje had a solid season. He's always having good games, and I know all the British fans are always advocating for him to be nominated for World Player of the Year. So, I mean, he deserves to be there. I think if you think about his competitors like Etzebeth and who else is there? I mean, if you look at the likes of Etzebeth, James Ryan, and guys like that, I really think Mara Itoje was better than them this year. I think Eben Etzebeth had a bit of a quiet year this year, a massive drop in form, or maybe just a lack of game time or something like that. But I think next year he's going to want to have a big season to get that position back. But yeah, Mara Itoje had a great season. He's always consistent. And Tide Byrne had a really, really good season. The Munster player had a massive year. He's been big for Munster. He's been big for Ireland. He's been huge for Ireland. And he's probably been their best player. I mean, he's the only Irish player here in the World 15, which is surprising, but also not if you think about their recent results. So yeah, Tide Byrne, he's been massive. He's been mega, and he deserves it. The loose trio, we have Peter Steph Dutoy, Tom Curry, and Harry Wilson. I'm not going to lie, for a second I did think that Peter Steph Dutoy might win his third. He's been incredible this year. He's always incredible. And you know, he just looks like he doesn't play for those awards. He just plays for the team. He plays and puts his body on the line every week, and he's been incredible. Tom Curry had a great year. Look, there was probably other guys I thought could be in the nominees for these. Like, I mean, Artie Savia, you got something flying over here. We are in Neisner for the day. We're on the way back to Cape Town from our safari, so it was amazing. Sure, there were other guys I thought did well as well this year. I mean, the likes of Artie Savia is always putting his hand up there. I thought he might have got a nomination for World Player of the Year, so to not see him in this team is quite surprising. But I mean, Tom Curry's a great player, and he's had a bit of a bigger season for him. He's had a big season. He's made some big impacts in the games, and I think he does deserve it. He does deserve it. Harry Wilson, number 8. I think that is the exact choice I would have gone with. He has been incredible this year. He's been mega for Australia, and he's changed the games most of the time, and he's one of the reasons they beat South Africa. I mean, he was one of the guys that just kept his foot down on the gas the whole time, and was one of the guys that led the charge at Ellis Park, and that's one of their biggest wins in the last few years, and probably one of the biggest wins in Wallabies history if you think about it, because beating the world champs in Ellis Park when you are coming off a tough season, off a tough loss against British Irish Lions that you could have won, that was a big win. At number 9, Cam Roygaard. I think this is the right choice. I know people are going to say Antoine Dupont, but because of his injury, I don't think that he could really get it. I don't think he'd be eligible, to be honest. I think he would have won it if he was there, but I think Cam Roygaard was incredible this year. I would have liked to see how those two would have gone out against each other in this award. Obviously, I think Kobus Reinach had a massive year as well. I thought he was great this year. The likes of Grant Williams as well. But yeah, I think Cam Roygaard deserved it. And next to him, you have Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu, and I thought he really deserved it. I honestly thought he was going to get nominated for World Player of the Year, and he had a massive year. What a breakthrough year for him, honestly. I mean, last year was a breakthrough year. He beat the All Blacks last year twice. He was part of the team that beat the All Blacks twice, and he played in some incredible games last year. But this year, I mean, man of the match against France like that, huge game. A man of the match multiple times this year. Most points ever scored in the game for the Springboks, I think. In one of the Springboks' best seasons in recent memory, I think that he deserves it. He absolutely deserves it. Young guy as well. He's got a lot of years ahead of him. Let's hope he can just keep this form up. He's been really impressive there, especially with ball in hand, and his running ability has been incredible. On the wings, we have Louis Beale-Barry and Cheslin Colby. I think that is a no-brainer. Curtly Orenser, maybe a year or two ago, would have been like fighting for that position, but just because of injuries this year, he wasn't really in the running. And I mean, Will Jordan's on at fullback, so it's pretty. I think Will Jordan was playing wing the whole year. He might have been there, but I think Louis Bielbarri, top points, top try scorer in the Six Nations, incredible year. One of the nominees for World Player of the Year, and he absolutely deserved it. He's been mega, so that was awesome to see him get that in the team here. And he's got a massive career ahead of him, and he is so exciting, honestly. So, yeah, that's a no-brainer. And I mean, Cheslin Colby, massive year, incredible year, some incredible tries, game-changing try again in Wellington against the All Blacks, that intercept, some incredible tries, side steps. He's just phenomenal. In the centres, we have Len Ikitau and Hugh Jones. Len Ikitau absolutely deserves it. He has been massive. He's been mega. He's been awesome. Exeter Chiefs have signed the perfect guy at the perfect time. I think that Exeter Chiefs team now, especially when signing Hooper as well, they're going to be a massive team going forward, especially with Dweba as well. They've signed some really key players going forward, and they're going to be big, and I'm really excited to see how they play. Len Ikitau definitely deserves it. Hugh Jones at 13. That's the one I'll say is a bit of an interesting one. I mean, it's not like many 13s really had a big year this year. I like Jesse Creel had a solid year. Kanan Moody had a solid year. If you think about the All Blacks, Rieko Ioane basically got dropped this year for form. Lester Ganuku came in and made some massive impacts. I think if Lester Ganuku had a whole season in a 13 jersey, he might have got it because he was huge when he came on, made huge impacts, and he's been phenomenal. Trying to think who else it could be. I mean, Ringrose, no. No, honestly, that's the right guys chosen at the right times. I mean, Hugh Jones was the guy. He played British and Irish Lions as well. He was big, he was good, and yeah, I think 13 was. If I'm looking at this team, I think 13 is the weakest position this year in World Rugby for the best performances, which is crazy to say, but I think that it is. But I wonder who it's going to be next year. But yeah, well done to Hugh Jones. He's a great player. I've always enjoyed watching him play. And yeah, congrats to him. At 15, Will Jordan, absolute no-brainer, world-class player. Thought he was going to get nominated for World Player of the Year. He just changes the game every time he touches the ball. One of the best players in the world. A humble guy. What a player. He just embodies rugby, and he is just wet conditions, dry conditions. He is dangerous, and he is so good. I will say, I really think that in the next year, him and Damien Willemse are going to be battling it out for that 15 jersey for in the World Player of the Year nominees. I think Damien Willemse had a massive year, and I think Will Jordan and Damien Willemse are a bit clear of the field right now. They are a bit clear of the rest of the field. They have been massive. Um, yeah, no, those guys all deserved it. I think next year there's going to be some interesting guys to see come through, especially for the nominees for World Player of the Year. So that's going to be interesting. But yeah, no, incredible team. I'd like to see that team actually line up against some of the other teams. That would be awesome. But yeah, no, guys, thanks so much for watching the video. Please leave your comments down below, and thanks so much for helping the channel grow. Cheers.